make sure you stay on top of your sleep hygiene. I actually ended up dozing off during the exam. Yeah, don't highly recommend. Hi guys, so today I'm gonna give you guys 6 tips from the things that I've learned from my second semester of nursing school. So previously I had made a video and gave 5 tips from my first semester, so this is kind of a continuation. I did go back and look at the tips that I had in my last video, and so these are going to be completely new. I think maybe one might be building off one of the tips from my last semester, but yeah, so these are going to be 6 new tips that kind of get into my routine, my habits, and just in general a couple of things that I've learned and I think may be useful for you if you're also a nursing student or going to be one. So my first tip is to make sure you stay on top of your sleep hygiene. So I would recommend it because I had quite some trouble with my sleep. From time to time, I would stay up to do homework or I would stay up to study. And I think if you really have to study, like you have to stay up and study for an exam you have the next day and you really haven't touched that topic yet or something, if it's like an emergency situation like that, obviously take the time, study. I did that for one of my finals because it's really complicated, but basically I had to do that and I actually ended up dozing off during the exam. I didn't do too bad, but yeah, don't highly recommend. So in general, try to keep your sleep hygiene as much as possible. So this way you won't fall asleep during class, you'll be attentive, and overall it's just going to help your work ethic. So my second tip is definitely to try to finish your homework early. So they like to assign us a lot of homework, and I don't know if all programs do that, but we got assigned a lot of homework in both the first and the second semester. And this semester what I did different is I got all my homework out of the way ahead of time before the exam. So when the exam time came around, all I had to do was read the material, maybe revisit the questions, create my own study material. So I had a lot of time to actually study and absorb the material versus just going through the questions because I really had to. My third tip would be to talk to yourself and motivate yourself from time to time, because it can get very tiring and you can get burnt out really quick in nursing school. And so if you have like quotes that you write down, like post-its, hang them up, or if you like motivation quotes that you find online, make it your phone wallpaper or background, or find some other creative way that works for you to keep yourself motivated. And even kind of giving yourself pep talks from time to time when you feel that the morale is kind of low. I felt like that really helped me because it kept me grounded and helped me kind of see the bigger picture even when I was tired or I didn't feel like studying or I felt like things were hard. And it can kind of help you to remember why you're doing this to begin with. Another thing I did do the first semester, but I didn't mention the first video, is that you can create a timeline. So basically I had a piece of loose leaf and I created a timeline where it was like basically the 4 subjects on top, each one is a column, and then all throughout is like the dates as well as assignments and exams, kind of like on a timeline. And so as the assignments and the exams would pass, I would cross them out one by one. And so this really helped because it helped me see my progress and see that I'm getting closer and closer to the end, which is of course the goal. And so that also, building off of the last one, is kind of a way to motivate yourself and see the bigger picture. My 5th tip would be to create your own study guides. So I kind of did mention that before, like to create your own study guides, but this is really important, I think, because the textbook, I feel like, is very broad. The slides that your teacher might give you from class are going to be obviously like slides, so even if you get them printed on paper, it's not going to be neat. So while you're creating your study guides, not only are you going to learn, it's going to be in a format that is best for you, and also by the time you're done you're gonna have absorbed all that material. It's gonna reinforce the material, it's gonna force you to work on your weaknesses and realize also what are your strengths, and so basically personalize the material to your own liking. So by the time test day comes, you have that sheet of paper or sheets of paper that you can just refer to, and it'll be way easier for you to study versus just having a bunch of books and slides to look over, because there are so many of them. And my sixth tip would be to use ATI. The use of this kind of varies because it also depends on your program. So for the second semester, our school was super ATI heavy. All the exams were on ATI, not only the ATI final exams but also the unit exams. So I ended up using the ATI books, reading them especially for nutrition because they didn't have an actual nutrition module. I had to just use the books. They do have questions that are different from the ones that are online. And also, if it helps you, you can go on Quizlet, and instead of doing the actual quiz, you can kind of just look at the questions, answers, and rationales all three at the same time. That really helped because it kind of saved time. I would say especially the rationalization is really important because you want to read through them and kind of understand their logic for picking certain answers, so that when it's exam time you also are able to come up with that logic, so you can have that type of prioritization skills that they're looking for on these exams as well as in nursing. So those are my 6 tips for my second semester. Thanks for watching, and if you have any feedback or any other questions, let me know. I'm going to start my 3rd semester in 2 weeks, so yeah, I'm excited for that.